Welcome back to the Reeducation Camp podcast. Karen O'Toole, joined by Colin Miller. You're joining us on a Sunday evening after the Thanksgiving holiday as we officially kick off the 2024 holiday season, as we'll be ringing in the wonderful holiday of Trump Mass on December 25th. My
That's
brother and
right.
I renamed it on Friday when we saw the mall was very crowded. And I said to my brother, well, the mall seems pretty, I'm surprised how many people are at the mall at this time of day. I guess because daddy's home, Trump's back. People are excited about the economy. And he and I decided, my 16-year-old brother decided it's a Merry Trump Mass. So we dubbed that. We hope that you take it from here. And just like we celebrate the Christ Mass on the 25th, it is now being, when Trump takes office in January, he will rename December 25th as Trump Mass. And that is part of Project 2025. So,
Yes.
Colin, I did want to ask you, we just celebrated Thanksgiving. Did you do anything to kick off the Christmas season as we close the Thanksgiving holiday?
Well, I did have my tree up actually pre-Thanksgiving. Last
Yes.
Sunday, I put my tree up. I got it all decorated, so it's got beautiful white lights on it and beautiful gold and silver and purple Christmas balls and all my ornaments, and I've got my white lights in the window. I've got my inflatable Tyrannosaurus Rex under the door, whatever you want to call it, the door stoop, so like that's what greets you when you go to approach my door, the T-Rex. So yeah, Karen, I would say I am in the Christmas spirit right now. I'm feeling it. I'm listening to some classic Christmas tunes. There's actually
Mm.
a good playlist on YouTube, or yeah, it's on YouTube. It's just Christmas classics. So I like to play that through my 1939 vintage Zenith radio here in the living room. And Shadow the cat is particularly excited. This is her favorite time of year. So as I'm laying in bed at night trying to get some sleep, I hear the Christmas balls just flying across the floor, just being mercilessly battered across the floor. So it's a fun time of year, but I will say I'm still in that phase where I'm not in the giving spirit. I'm I'm
You're in the
I'm
taking spirit.
yes, I'm in the taking spirit, and I'm in the ordering stuff for myself still spirit. Although I will say I did get a few things from my mom. I like to have her gifts kind of squared away first because I put a lot of thought into hers
Aw.
specifically because she's my mother. I mean, I just feel like
Yes.
that's like the rule. You should really, focus on your mother's gift first. Make sure it's, make sure she'll be surprised and delighted, and it's something that she wants. But well, I'm sorry. What was the question?
All I do have to say is you mentioned Shadow, and if you are listening, you can hear here and there, you can hear her purring. So I just want people to know that if they hear a little, I believe she's in your your lap right
Yeah, you
now.
can't see her, but she is in my lap right now. She's purring away here. She's just having a well. She produces the show.
She is the
Most
producer. She is,
Yeah,
yes, yeah.
I don't
Well,
think most people, well, at least not new folks, if you're tuning in, that Shadow the cat produces the show, and we're just the faces, we're
yeah, Shadow is
the
the brains behind this
talents.
operation. She will be scolding Colin for recording 4 hours late today. She will be taking the cleaners. She will be docking his pay that we don't receive for showing up here every
Can I
week.
talk about what I did today? Why
Yes,
I'm
yeah,
I'm
because it
I'm 4
sounded,
hours late
yes.
here. Yeah,
That's okay.
so
I'm gonna pretend that I'm not upset about it. I'm totally fine.
oh no, why would you be
I'm
upset?
kidding.
Yeah, I
I'm joking.
I went for a little late breakfast, a brunch, if you will, with my father. We went to the local IHOP. Now, I haven't been to an IHOP in probably decades.
Me
I
either,
was
yeah.
I was always more of a Perkins or a Denny's guy. Now Perkins, I don't know if this is still the case, but their bakery in particular, they made the best Reese's peanut butter pie. You would just go there and buy that from the bakery. It was like, I think it was like $10 a pie. Anyway, they had the best Reese's pie. Denny's was like almost like a treat for us in college for some reason. My roommates were obsessed with Denny's, so
Hmm.
I would drive us all over there to the Allentown Denny's since we were at Kutztown, you know. So we drive over to Hamilton Boulevard, you know. Only like Lehigh Valley people are gonna know what the hell I'm
We're
even
even
talking
talking.
about
That's
here.
okay. That's
This is a
okay.
global podcast, but in any case, I heard good things about the IHOP down here. Went, got the sirloin tips with 2 eggs, over easy, some hash browns, some pancakes, and that was my main meal of the day. I'm trying to just have like one large meal of the day because if you wait until January 1st to work on not being such a fat, disgusting slob, which is the way I feel for most of the year, you're going to be in a bad place if you wait. So I've kind of kicked my health goals
Wellness
into action
journey.
now by
Yes.
going to IHOP on a
Yeah.
Sunday.
Well, you need to do it before it's closed. RFK Jr. will be shutting down all IHOP, Denny's
God, I hope
locations.
so.
They'll be stripping away the funnel cake, waffle, breakfast options.
I hope he
And
goes there with
really,
the
yeah,
military and
just
just
walks the
like,
military
yeah,
around.
yeah, just crack some heads if you have to. Do whatever you
Yeah.
have to at this point because this is a sick
I have to say
sick
you're
country.
you're turning into kind of like a try hard. Like you had your tree up before Thanksgiving and now you're working on your New Year's resolution, we'll say, because everybody's resolution is to be healthier. Like, let's be real. Like, we're
Right.
all, I mean, 90% of this country is overweight and obese. Obese. I came up with a new
Obese,
word. It's
overbeast.
actually in America. We are so overweight. We are obese. We're
Yeah,
not
that's a
even
new term.
obese.
We're coining it
It's
here.
it's a special designation for just Americans where we are obese, but we are obese and overweight. So it's such alarming rates that I feel like it's pretty much everybody feels so. And not even just that. It's just the environment we live on. You know, my husband lost a significant amount of weight a couple years ago, and I'm always trying to improve the way I eat and really, it's just this environment we live on and is so sickening and so unhealthy. And there's, I mean, even my husband and I realize, like, with all these holidays, there's like constant, 4th of July, then there's like Labor Day, then there's this, then there's a birthday, and there's always just some reason to be like, just consuming and stuffing your face with like so many sugary treats. And
I've got a
I
life
love a
hack
little
for that.
treat. What is it? Just have no
Don't
friends?
make friends. If you don't make friends, you're gonna have less of these events. There's gonna be less
You're right.
situations that you're
You're
gonna be
right.
involved in
Less
where
peer pressure.
right, less peer pressure, less pressure to consume these delightful little treats, which again, I know that you are all about. And like at the end of the day, that's what all of us are about, really. Are like most of us. Most of us are about like a little treat with the Yule log on the television. You know, you can hear the Yule
Absolutely.
log crackling, the trees on in the background, the cats purring. That's really all we want. We're comfort monsters, and that is a big part of the holidays. I feel is the
Oh,
comfort
absolutely.
monster like seeking
Yes, yeah.
gratification.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, with my husband and I can't believe we're at this stage in our lives, but we've officially become Hallmark movie people. Like, we've been
Oh God.
watching. Yes, I have ridiculed these Hallmark movies, these corny Hallmark movies for so many years. And now we're at a point where we just gave up. We just started putting them on. Like, Netflix was pumping out a whole bunch of them, and we put the first one on, and then we're just like, it's so easy because there's always just another dumb movie to watch. And And like you said, they're almost like comfort food. Like they're just okay, you're not really gonna have to think too much. It's like being spoon fed. Like your brain is just being spoon fed. And it's nice because if like for me, it's like sometimes I just don't really want to watch something. I kind of want to like look at Reddit or something. So I can kind of follow along, but I'm not really paying attention. And
It's something on in the
yes. Yeah,
background. Like,
just
it's
something
just
on in the
comforting to
background.
have that
Yeah, it's
glow of the
holiday.
television with something on.
But it's also too is it's not like it's not a Charlie Brown Christmas. It's not Rankin Bass. It's not It's a Wonderful Life. Like
It's not
you want
Eyes
to
Wide Shut.
it's
That's my favorite Christmas
yeah, so
movie,
yeah,
by the way.
exactly. But it's
It is a Christmas
great
movie.
movie. That is a great Stanley Kubrick, excellent movie with your favorite actor of all time. I was going to
Yes,
say
the last movie star in
with Tom
existence.
Cruise, and, that is an excellent movie. That is a great movie. Everybody should see it. I
You should watch
highly
it on
recommend it.
Christmas, like with your families. Like, gather the family around the television and rent Eyes Wide Shut on one of the many streaming
Yes. Like, who is
platforms.
this Hungarian billionaire that's being depicted in this film? I mean, does it remind you of anyone else that has been influential the last 2 or 3 decades? Just saying, but
Yeah,
you're right,
very
it's a
interesting, huh?
very yes, it is a nice holiday film, it's a holiday classic, but like you said, it's just the Hallmark movies, you don't feel like you're indulging too early in the real holiday films, like, you're not you get what I'm saying? Like, I
Right.
like
This
to
is
save those for the actual holidays,
like
like, for
It's a
the
Wonderful
actual week.
Life
Yes, like,
and
that's
Home
a Christmas
Alone.
Eve, Christmas Day, Christmas week films, and
I agree.
these are just filler. They're just filler. They're not really the quality meat and potatoes that you want at the holiday season, but it might be a little bit too early. I think I maybe start saving those other ones, the real classics for the weekends leading up, because that is something I realized too. You really don't have it's not like you're on Christmas break anymore when you're a kid and you just have all week to just watch all those movies and all day. You really only have like a couple like you have like 2 nights to really watch everything. So I think I have
I
to
feel
start
like that.
watching them over the next couple weekends, make a plan.
I still kind of am a kid though. Like, I really don't have any other responsibilities, truth be told. Like, I'm single, I don't have any kids. So I actually have a lot of time when I'm not working to sit down at night and kind of get through some of these movies. But I feel like you were kind of alluding to, you kind of never do. I feel like I didn't even watch Home Alone last year, which is kind of odd. It's just that whole time thing, like you were
Well,
saying.
that too, and I feel like you've seen them so many times, you almost don't feel the need to really watch them. Like I usually watch the Charlie Brown Christmas. I usually watch It's a Wonderful Life and the 1951 Scrooge with Alistair Sims. Like that's my holy trinity of Christmas films. And Santa Claus is coming to town, so I'll just add that one in there too. But
What
those
about
are
the
like
Muppet
those
Christmas Carol?
I do
That's the
love the
best
Muppet
Christmas
Christmas Carol.
Carol.
I do like a Muppet Christmas Carol. I do think that that is
That's probably
up
the
there.
greatest film ever made, to be honest with you.
I don't
Like,
know
there,
about that, but that's
I think it is. Name another film that gives you as good of a feeling at the end of it than
The
You,
1951 Alistair Sims Scrooge, A
that's
Christmas
it. I
Carol.
have
You
to
have to
watch
watch it.
that.
You'll have to. Alistair Sims is so good. He's an English actor, and his performance, his transformation of Ebenezer at the end is so excellent. I really do feel like it could give you a lot of joy. But
I'm
like
gonna
you
check it
said,
out.
the Muppets one is really, really good. I think that that's a great starter for children because the one I'm talking about from 1951 and really It's a Wonderful Life can be like a little dark. Like it's a little heavy for children. Like
Yeah, a
It's a
little
Wonderful Life
macabre.
starts with him trying to commit I don't even think we can say this on YouTube, but you understand. Like
Trying to
he's trying to
unalive himself.
yes, he's trying to take his own life in the beginning of the film. So it's kind of a very kind of dark, sinister obviously the storyline is not is a bright, hopeful, meaningful story. But in a sense, I mean, it's pretty shocking to think of a 1940s film that's become a Christmas classic that begins in that way. It's pretty incredible when you think about it. Like when you really sit there and consider that's what the film is really about and that included
Very heavy
that.
subject matter
They're very
indeed.
subject. I think the reason too is that that film came out at the end of World War II. So it was people were able to kind of they I think a lot of people understood that that psyche and that frame of mind and that despair that was depicted in the beginning of the film. I think that people really were able to it was able to resonate with people. I think like we have a very I don't know if I've talked about the film on this podcast before, but like we have a very romantic Hollywood version of World War II. But a lot of these guys came back and didn't really know how they fit in with the home front. Things had kind of changed. When they left, it was still like in the Great Depression. By the time they came back, the country was kind of like beginning to like hustle and bustle and have money and they came back not really and imagine all the atrocities they had seen. And there's a film called The Best Years of Our Lives, which is won the Academy Award. And it's such a great film if you are interested in that subject matter to understand the zeitgeist of the time and what it was really like. So I think that's It's a Wonderful Life kind of played into that, that really was trying to give hope to people that even though it seemed like there was this great defeat and victory in World War II, there was a lot of despair at that time. There was a lot of confusion, a lot of hopelessness, and so a lot of lost people. And I don't know, it's just a great film. I think it's excellent. And I do feel like our world is kind of becoming more and more like when you watch It's a Wonderful Life, and there's so if you've never seen the film, George Bailey is a man who thinks that his life it would if it would the world would be better off if he had never been born.
It's how I
So
feel every day when I wake up. I feel just like George Bailey. Like, what is this?
and so George gets the opportunity through an angel, an act of an angel comes to intervene and show him what life would be like. And when he comes back, it is he sees his town of Bedford Falls has become Potterville because the evil capitalist banker king has kind of taken over the town, and it's girls and gambling and it's just
It's like when Biff took over in Back to
yes,
the
and
Future
and
Part
Back to the
2.
Future, yes, like Biffville, it's the same exact storyline there. And yeah, if you and that's kind of how I feel like in my town. Like I feel like it's like we have all these Pennsylvania skills games everywhere. So it's like a little slot machine and a gas station. I always talk about
Oh, I
Kratom. You
remember.
could buy Kratom. If you want Kratom as a stocking stuffer, there's Kratom everywhere.
I
And
might
there's
send you some actually as a
yeah, you
stocking
should.
stuffer.
You
I want you
should.
to try it. I've never tried it, but I want you to as a
What if I
guinea
get
pig.
hooked on I can you get hooked on Kratom? I feel like you
I feel like you can
can't,
get hooked on
but I
anything,
can get
really.
hooked on anything. Yeah, I
It doesn't.
agree. There's a lot of stuff. The only thing I can't get hooked on is exercise at this point in time, but, like, anything I know some people do, but they're freaks. But,
Yeah, if you're like looking forward to exercise, I'm sometimes when I'm exercising, I'm thinking about eating. I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to eat after this. Like I'm thinking about like a cheeseburger
yeah.
as I'm doing like a plank. That's
Yeah.
kind of how it is for me, truth be told.
God bless the people that can enjoy it, though. Like, I just don't feel I like walking. That is basically the only
I
exercise.
love walking. Walking
Walking
is
is yeah.
very peaceful. Now, granted, I don't feel 100% safe doing it around my neighborhood, to be perfectly honest with you. So what I'll do is I
That's
have a
not
big
good.
enough backyard where I can like do laps
You can just
in about
pace.
like yeah, I'll just
Pace.
like because
The
I
people
like
are
pace. I'm a pacer in general. I'm like always pacing around, wringing my hands together. So I'll go outside and I'll do laps for like 20 minutes and I'll get like a good mile and a quarter in about 20 minutes of doing laps. And I've got my earbuds in and it's nice, it's
yeah.
private, it's nice.
Your
No pit
neighbors are
bulls,
no
you
pit
know,
bulls.
yeah, there's no pitties coming after me. So
Your
that's
neighbors are just watching. I just imagine your neighbors watching and they're like, "He's at it again. What is he
yeah.
plotting?"
What is this freak doing, like pacing in his backyard? Well, no, I do it. I have a nice big white fence up, so nobody
Oh, so
can.
nobody can see you
Yeah,
pacing.
the owl can see. There's like a lot of owls that live around the
Oh,
woods by
really?
me, and
Oh,
sometimes,
wow.
like if it's late enough, I'll look up and I'll see the owl just staring down, watching me. pacing in my backyard. So that's kind of interesting, huh?
That might be an omen. It might be some kind of,
I think the owl just lives there.
yeah,
I
he
mean,
just
I'm all about omens and stuff, but I think that the owl
that
is
owl's
just,
just a bore if you only saw it one time, you might like assert some meaning, describe
yeah,
some meaning to it, but yeah, no.
there's all sorts of wildlife around here. There's velociraptors in the back. I will see velociraptor. Well, they're turkeys. They're the same thing, really. You know.
Wow, you have turkeys in Florida. I didn't realize like
Yeah.
Florida had plentiful amount of turkeys there.
It's because the area of Florida where I'm in, it's like the older Florida. It's almost like what Florida was like during like the Cretaceous period, like
Hmm.
65 million years ago. It's like a lot of wooded areas, but it's like also, oh, there's a palm tree, so you know you're in Florida. It's like the woods. There's a lot of woods
Yeah.
surrounding where
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
at.
We are
So
people of the woods. We are woods people.
yes, we are. I grew
Yes,
up by
we
the
are.
woods and I need to be by some kind of wooded area wherever I live. It's very important.
It's very no, well, it is peaceful. It's I don't like to live. I wouldn't want to live in the suburbs, like in true suburbs, suburbia. No, in the city. No, I need the green spaces. I need the fresh air. It's just I mean, why I don't understand. I have family members that they're like, "Oh, well, you guys are so far from everything." And I'm like, far from what? Panera Bread? Like what the
Yeah, like
hell?
where do you really want to go anyway? Like where are
Target?
you going? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
exactly. Like you said, where you go, especially like once you get in your 30s and you have kids, like people are like, oh, there's not a lot of food options. I never get takeout, like ever, period. Even though there are food, like even the takeout options that I have, like I don't really get them
Because
that
takeout
often.
sucks.
Yeah, it's like
Okay?
not,
It
it's
all
not,
sucks.
yeah. Like
So
how often do you go out to eat? Like it's just a reason to spend more money. And like
today was the first time
yeah.
in like weeks I've been out to eat, I swear. Just the IHOP visit with the old man. But yeah, cooking at home, I mean, you're gonna be better off anyway.
Well, RFK Jr. is going to institute all people be making food at home from now on. So that's
I hope if like
part
if
of
you
Project 2025.
if there are any restaurants that are using seed oils, like the military just needs to come in and just overturn everything in that kitchen. They should only be using beef tallow or avocado oil, and that's it really.
It's interesting about the seed oils. I have not done a deep dive on this, and I know that you are a resident expert in the sciences here in
I do
the
have a bachelor's of science, if that
Oh,
accounts
okay. All
for
right. Okay.
that's not a lie. I have a
But have
BS.
you done any look into so from what I understand is even more so than the emergence of sugar and the prominence of sugar in the American diet, we have also seen the same time the link of obesity to the use of seed oils, correct? Like that's from what I understand is that the as seed oils have kind of increased in the food supply, we've also seen like kind of a same level of obesity in a sense, or like a skyrocketing of obesity. What exactly were they like the hydrogenated oils? Is that like a
Yeah, it's like when you look on the
hydrogenized?
back, and you find it in anything when you see like sunflower oil
Yeah,
and stuff
like in
like
some of the
that.
chips. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that it has a very inflammatory effect. And I love how you were asking me this like I'm a nutrition
Yes,
expert
you
and
are. Yes, you
I know
are.
all about seed oils like
I feel like you know a little bit more than I do though. That's all I need to know is just like the little bit.
I mean, I probably listen to more InfoWars if that accounts for anything,
Yes,
like
yeah.
on a
Yeah.
more consistent basis. Um yeah, and I was alone. I didn't really start to think about them until recently. And when I was in Aldi's recently, I was looking at like the back of pretty much every package, and it's like son of a bitch. There's sunflower oil,
Wow,
there's
really?
canola oil. It's like in everything. It's so difficult to escape. And I am a conspiracy theorist, so I don't think that that's by accident. I think that most of the stuff that they're putting in our food is in order to keep us fat and dumbed down and inflamed and in need of pharmaceuticals in order to live with the various conditions that we now have from said product. So it is all part of a grand, heinous scheme by powers that be, for sure.
Yeah, and really, like, I was kinda considering this topic, and I thought instead of perhaps outlawing the use of, like, high fructose corn syrup, Red 40, the seed oils, why I think the best solution is to just say food stamps will no longer cover
Yeah.
items that have high fructose corn syrup. Food stamps will never no longer cover items with X amount of seed oils. Food stamps will no longer cover items with red 40. They will never no longer consider sodas. Like we are all the people, not all the people, I'm sorry. People understand what I'm saying. A large swath of the people that are on food stamps, it's almost as if we take them, it's like just like a belt, and they go from food stamps into the Medicare system, and it's just like a loop, you know what I'm saying? It's like so
Right.
it's like we're just feeding you garbage,
Uh,
then you have metabolic diseases, you get,
yep.
gastric bypass paid for, but that, doesn't work because it doesn't actually figure out why you're eating all this stuff and change your environment, and then that doesn't work, and you just end up with diabetes, hypertension, and we just keep you alive for 20 years, just completely exhausting our healthcare system. So I
I know
think,
somebody who got that GI band, and God, even though they claim to feel better now and be happier, they look terrible. They look
yeah,
so terrible.
those surgery, and like I said, neither of us is exactly an expert. You can do your own research on this, but it is true. I just actually talked to a doctor about this because I was at a research, like a study group, and we were talking about like Ozempic and the gastric bypass and the different
I want that
gastric,
in my stocking,
the
by the
bari
way, like Ozempic.
I know,
That would be
right?
awesome.
They were telling me about it. I was, like, asking all these questions about it. I'm like, "So what exactly how does that exactly work?" And I'm like and then I, like, said to the doctor, I'm like, "I don't actually wanna be prescribed this. I'm just curious, like, how this
Uh-huh.
like, what are the side effects? What is the long term?
I bet
Like,
you we can get it on the
can you
dark
just
web
write me a
somewhere.
script?" There's, like, a weird thing out there where, like, you can kind of get prescribed, like, a combo of, like, one drug and another online, and it kind of works like kinda works like Ozempic.
Mhm.
Um, I'm not that well versed on it, but I've seen it advertised a lot that you can, and I've seen people get it. So what I was saying is, um, bariatric surgeries, because some of the bariatric surgeries, and I think most of them really, it affects the way that your intestines absorb nutrients. So when you have bariatric surgery, you have to take a large number of supplements because you're not even going to be able to get them from your diet. So you have to continue to take them for the rest of your life
Oh
to
god, what
make
a nightmare.
sure that you're getting enough supplements. I mean, getting enough of these important vitamins and minerals. And yeah,
This is like
so
more work than exercising now. This like
yeah.
sounds like more work,
Yes,
honestly.
yeah,
Who
exactly.
the hell
And
would do this?
well, and I talked to somebody a couple of years ago as a dental hygienist, and she was telling me how bad people with their teeth from after the bariatric surgeries. They said their teeth, I don't know if it's because you throw up a lot if you overeat, so that can kind of destroy
The
your enamel of
acid.
your teeth. Yeah. I don't know if it's that or the nutrient deficiencies. It might be both. It might be a combination. Um, and she said that they see so many patients with terrible teeth post bariatric surgery. So, like you said, I mean, and then Ozempic, it's like it's messy. I don't know. There's just that
They
seems a
all have that
little.
face, that Ozempic
Well,
face.
yeah, well, here's the thing. I have a puffy face in general. So I weigh, like, even when I was like 100 pounds, I kind of carry all of the fat in my face. So I'm very curious about Ozempic. I'm like, wait, could I just have a little bit more of a cheekbone and a little bit better of a jawline? And really the reason why they have that face is because it's depleting, well, obviously the fat, it's taking a lot of their fat away, and you have fat stores in your face. But it also is depleting you of like sodium and glucose, and that's what gives a little like that puffy. When you eat something, you eat bad, you have like a bender, like after Thanksgiving, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
what the heck? It's really all from sodium and glucose because glucose makes your body hold on to water, and sodium makes your body hold on to water also. I am actually an expert on water retention. So if you have any
It
questions,
sounds like it.
yes, I
It
am.
sounds like
Yes,
you
I've
have a degree.
extensively studied water retention. I have a PhD from Reddit in water retention because anytime I go to an event, I'm always trying to like make sure that I am not I'm somebody that because, like, all of my weight is held in my face and, like, my stomach and, like, my upper body, I I don't know if this is you also, if anybody is listening, I can start a support group for us. But, like, if I go to, like, a wedding, I can't eat, like, a bunch of like, I can't eat pizza the day before because I'll look 5 to 10 pounds heavier just in my face
Right.
the
You
next
retain
day.
that.
I retain it. It's always been like that. It's really a curse. I was cursed with these genetic Irish genes, and it's unfortunate, you know. So hopefully I don't have children to carry this on. The survival of the thinnest, the survival of the best cheekbones will be the future.
That's why I need to procreate with somebody who is like stunning, like a 5'11", like blonde Nordic looking chick, because I need some superior genes to outweigh a lot of my like ruddy Eastern European genes that I get from my family, because I really want I want my child to have an easier time managing their hair than I did. Like I would like for them to maintain like a straight hair. So there's like some genetic
There's some
considerations that I've been thinking about
you
now
have
for
a
like my
list. You have
future.
a list.
Yeah, no, yeah, no joke. I
Well,
have.
actually, they say that you really, if it's you like have children with somebody that's like similar facial features as you, because the child will have be like more symmetrical, and
Mm,
symmetry is what kind. But I've also seen that debunked recently on Instagram that like sometimes symmetry. I love how this is what this conversation has evolved into is
well, you
trying to
never know.
just trying to create a superior race. I mean, what's wrong? What's wrong with
I'm
that?
just talking about for my children. I want my children
Yes,
to be
superior
superior
Millers.
than what I correct. That's all
You just
I
want them
mean,
to have
okay?
easier time. You just want them to have an
Yeah.
easier time. Yes, I am an apple-shaped female. So yes, I agree. Like it would be nice for my children if I had daughters to not have to suffer the same lot in life that I have had. So
Right.
I'm acting like I'm so I mean, I did have some serious medical issues, but I do understand what you're saying completely about that. And
I just
that's
wanted better
yes.
skin, and like I wanted to be able to have long straight hair like a rock star, like Robert Plant or
Wait,
somebody like
Robert Plants
that.
is curly hair
Yeah, I
though.
guess that's a bad example. Robert Plant is curly. What's a good example? Who
Like
has really good
Axl Rose, didn't he have like
Axel?
no.
Yeah, I mean his hair was straight, but I don't think of
Alice
him.
Cooper. No, he had curly hair, right?
I guess his was kind of curly. I
I
I
don't know. I
can't.
know you're talking. What's that? The doesn't he have like a like Beethoven? Doesn't he have like a name like Mozart? Isn't there a
I would be better off using an example from an actor. Like what about like
okay?
Brad Pitt? Like if you look at a guy like Brad Pitt, he's got a nice head of hair,
Yes.
and
Yeah,
he's
you're
got
gonna
good
procreate
skin.
with Brad Pitt. I understand.
Yeah, there you go.
I do
That's
have to say the Jolie Pitt kids are very, very they hit the genetic lottery that they really do have
Yeah,
great
I
facial
mean, when you
features.
have
Yeah.
two parents like that, come on,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
you're
And
set in like every conceivable way in life. You're
except
just
for probably
like,
mental illness. You're probably not
yeah, but I feel like we're
yeah.
mentally ill anyway, though.
Yeah,
You know
you're
what I
right. You
mean?
might as be mentally ill, good looking, and that's really the truth.
Correct.
Like the pretty privilege thing. Like there's been this conversation about pretty privilege, and like it's so glorified and glamorized in Hollywood to be like the disturbed, hot 21-year-old woman. Whereas
Hmm.
like when you're like the 30-year-old balding, like poor man that's unemployed, like that's not it's you have like the same mental issue. Even like a woman is not it's like what is it like Pretty Disturbed or something like that, like Shaken, Broken or something. But yeah, there's some kind of like
Yeah,
disturbed, like Pretty Disturbed. I guess it's Girl Interrupted, whatever. But you get what I'm saying. Like
Angelina
it's
Jolie was
yeah.
in that, right?
Yeah, she was. Yeah, exactly. Perfect connection there. Like yeah, it's glamorized and mental health struggles are beautiful and unique and edgy when it's
Yeah,
like a
like
hot chick.
it's a
Yeah.
trendy thing to have
Yeah.
a mental disorder of
Yes.
some
Yeah.
sort, because it makes you a little bit special, it makes you
Oh,
a little bit
yeah.
edgier,
Absolutely. Yeah. So I
more
do have to
interesting.
ask you, did you do any holiday shopping at all? Well, you said you for your mom, right? You did some.
Yeah, I got some stuff.
Did you go out for Black Friday at all?
No, God, no. I don't leave. Did you really think that I was gonna leave the house on Black Friday? Because the traffic around where I am is pretty bad most of the time, the way it is, since everybody and their brother is moving here, and all these homes around me are going up, and it's turning into a very, very heavily populated area. So I try not to drive all
Mm.
that often, so I do most of my Christmas shopping online, truth
In the
be
comfort
told,
of your couch with
because it's like,
shadow and
w-
yeah.
what am I going to find if I go out? Nothing
Yeah,
really.
shopping has really become like so chaotic and I feel as if like every time I go, I'm just so disappointed and frustrated that I just am like, forget it. I might as well just go home and, send stuff back if I don't like it. But I did go out on Friday. I went to the beautiful city of Bethlehem, which is
Beautiful, the Christmas city.
the Christmas city. Yes.
I
I
lived
went
there
to
for a short time.
yes, so I went to Bethlehem for typically my sisters and I get together for Small Business Saturday, and we go to our hometown of Jim Thorpe and do a little downtown shopping for Small Business Saturday. We usually don't do Black Friday, we do small business shopping. We had some change of plans. We went to beautiful Bethlehem, the Christmas city, for a little bit of shopping. But my sister's dog was in tow, who is a very good dog. But it was cold and we couldn't actually go. Like, we had to take turns. They had to take turns, like, who was going to stay outside with the dog. And I'm just like, we went like a couple blocks and I'm like, okay, we've had enough. Like, this is enough. This is not like, it's like anything else in life. Like, you have a dream in your head of like what it's going to be. Like, this is going to be so fun and cute. It's going to be like a Hallmark
Oh
movie.
yeah.
And then you get there and you're like, this is terror. It's
Yeah.
cold. It's freezing. They screwed up my
Yeah.
coffee. I had to throw it in the trash. I'm nauseous now.
It's like Candace
Yeah.
Cameron Bure is not here. Like,
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
isn't
I
she
don't look like
here
her.
holding my
Yeah.
hand?
Like, yeah. Why isn't
Like,
she?
she should be like making me breakfast in the morning, like this holiday
Yeah.
season. Like, I should wake up and like she should be there in like cute little like flannel pajamas, and she should be like, I'm gonna
Yes.
put the coffee on, honey. Like that's really how I envision my life. I don't know why it's not like that, but in any
Yeah.
case,
No, well, if it makes you feel better, my husband and I, we did get our tree on Friday, but I got up today and said, there's only one Jimmy Dean sausage sandwich left.
oh,
Do you
so
want it? And I said, because I'm going to eat it. So I did not make him breakfast in my plan. So real life marriage isn't like that either. So don't worry. It's more like and I usually don't eat the Jimmy Dean sausage at breakfast. The breakfast croissant is so good. It like blew me away.
yeah,
My husband was in
especially
shock that I ate it. He was like, I can't believe you ate that. You just never, he was like laughing. And I'm like, he's like, I can't believe,
I have an important
I don't know.
question though.
Yeah.
How do you cook your Jimmy Dean
Uh,
breakfasts?
I microwaved it.
In
Is
the
that
microwave. Oh,
wrong?
okay.
It was
Well, no,
good.
it's not wrong. Here's what you
It's
should do. You're now I'm now I imagine you're taking the breakfast sandwich out of the freezer, correct?
correct.
Okay. What I
I
would
wanted it
do,
right then and there though. Like, I wanted to eat, but go ahead.
you need to be a little patient because the payoff is really going to be worth it here. You need
Okay.
to thaw it out in the microwave first. So get it like thawed out, maybe like a minute 30 on power
Okay.
number 3, and then you pop
Power
that
number
bait.
3. Yeah.
Yeah,
I had to ask my husband how to do it. I'm like, "How do I do this? How do I pick the number?"
you so get it thawed out in the micro and then put it in the air fryer for like 5 minutes. Get the air
Okay, I don't have
fryer
an air
like
fryer, but go ahead.
You don't
Or
have an air fryer.
no,
Oh
I have an
my
oven.
god.
Could I put it in the oven? Wouldn't that be good too?
No, see, this is a huge problem here. This is a huge problem because what I was gonna say is you put it in the air fryer for 5 minutes on like 350. Listen, they're not that expensive these days. Like an air fryer is like you can get a good air fryer for $100. Somebody you need to get an air fryer for Christmas. Like Santa
Okay.
Claus needs to deliver
Needs
you
to
an
bring
air
me an
fryer
air
because
fryer.
it is so the Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwich
It's in
is
the
so
air
delicious
fryer.
after you get it out of the air fryer.
Well,
And
maybe I'll do it
also,
at like my parents' house one day because I don't feel like investing in. I just don't want anything else on my counters. That's the only reason I'm against getting the air fryer.
you're not going to be able to live without this. I'm telling
Okay.
you. Mine stays on the counter because I use it every single day of my life for like
We
everything.
don't even have a toaster. We use the oven to make toast.
You will use the air fryer to make toast once
Oh,
you have an air
okay.
fryer. This will change your life in ways that you haven't even
I
thought
will
of.
become I will become muscular. I will become fit. I will read 300 books this next year because of the air fryer. I will
Yeah,
accomplish all my
that and
goals.
Zin.
I will become a millionaire. I will run a marathon because of the air fryer. You're right. That is what I've been missing
It's
is
an
the air
element
fryer.
for
I think,
sure
yeah.
of it is an element. I'm not you think
You're like,
I'm
that's the
joking.
key to my success.
Yeah, Karen, look at me. I don't you want to be like me? Like, why doesn't
Yeah.
everybody want to be like me? I don't
Well,
understand.
I love that you were like specifically, even though you were not an expert in seed oils, you were an expert in Jimmy Dean's sausage sandwich. Do you do the croissant or like the biscuit?
I prefer the biscuit, but I'll do
Okay.
both. I'm not prejudiced. I can go for a
Oh,
croissant as
that
well
croissant
too.
was so good. It blew my mind. I
Yeah.
just had a bite. My little brother came over, stayed with us to go get our Christmas tree. We did go to a Christmas tree farm. I had a bite of his and I was like, holy crap, that was good. But oh, I did want to say I went to a Christmas tree farm, like the Taylor Swift song, and I got a Christmas tree. We went and cut it down,
So
took
charming.
it home. Yes, it was a very charming day. We took my little brother, and it was a lot of fun. It was a good time at the Christmas tree farm. It was busy as heck, though. I mean, we went Black Friday, so but I have to tell you, I think that that's gonna be my new tradition is going on Black Friday because I have to tell you a little O'Toole family slash my mom's side of the family, really not O'Toole family. A family story from my grandparents, my grandmothers, my mother's side of the family. When they were growing up, when I was growing up, we used to put up the Christmas tree on Christmas Eve. We used to get the Christmas tree on Christmas Eve. I just your
A
eyes kind
lot
of lit
of
up. Was that
no, no,
an
I was just thinking that a lot of people still maintain that tradition. If you watch A Christmas Story, I believe that they put the Christmas tree up on Christmas Eve. That's how it used to be back in the day.
well, from what I understand, we did this for a number of years, and every single year our Christmas tree fell over. Every single year. It was almost like clockwork.
And
The
you didn't even have
tree
a cat either.
fell over. Yes, we did not have a cat. We did briefly, but it had nothing to do with the cat. When my parents first got married, my mom was they weren't even married. They were just together. Their first Christmas. They were in an apartment. She was pregnant. My mom was pregnant and she was trying to like get everything together and the tree fell over and she cried and and it just became the thing they did every year. Well, here it turns out the reason why my mom did this as a kid that they would get the Christmas tree on Christmas Eve. Well, here we found out that the tradition stemmed from the no really from the fact that Christmas trees were like significantly discounted on Christmas Eve. That is why there was this tradition. It was not a real tradition. It was a tradition out of scarcity.
Out of
So
cheapness.
yeah, so my parents now actually, my parents full circle, they now own enough property that they've planted Christmas trees on their own property that they're going to eventually be able to cut their own down. But I so I kind of grew up for many years getting a Christmas tree kind of late, and then we moved to the Jim Thorpe area, so we were closer to tree farms. So we started getting Christmas trees a little bit earlier. And I have to tell you though, like I going back to you and your early Christmas tree. going back to you and starting the New Year's resolution early, the health journey early, I'm starting to realize that the tryhards have it right. Like my aunt is like done her Christmas shopping. And I realize like when you do that, excuse me, you can enjoy the holiday season.
Yeah, you
And
can
I know,
coast.
yes, like I'm 34 years old. It's taken me 34 years to begin to see the light, because I come from, as I say, we're not a type A or a type B family. I come from a type D family. Okay. Like we're not even at C. Okay. Like we're so
Wow.
behind the eight ball. It's not even funny. So I'm starting to recognize that when you prepare for things ahead of, I know that this is not rocket science to some people listening, but for some of us, this is a new interesting idea where you prepare for things. I have always lived kind of like flying by the seat of my pants. Like that's kind of the way my parents were out buying Christmas gifts New Year's Eve, okay? Like they used to, I mean Santa obviously wrapped some of the gifts, but my
Sure.
parents would wrap a lot of the gifts on Christmas Eve. They were not wrapped ahead of time for 6 children, okay? So yeah, so I'm starting to, in my old age, as I grow older and wiser, start to see I don't know, I guess just the wisdom of the tryhards. Like I used to hate people like that. I used to hate people,
I know. I
right?
used to find them so annoying,
Ugh.
but you find as you get older, it is advantageous to
Have your life
prepare.
together.
Yeah, to have your life together in general, and that's sort of like where the health concerns come in because it's like I had this epiphany where it's like, all right, man, you're 35 years old. Like if you're not gonna attempt to get in shape, like at this
When are you
point, you're
ever?
probably not going to, right? Let's just be
Yeah.
honest with ourselves. So, yeah, I'm getting more into the mindset of like, okay, I really just need to get this done, get this out of the way. And as a result, I'll have a more enjoyable and relaxing tomorrow. So, I'm
Yes.
glad that we're kind of both veering in that
Yeah,
direction,
and next week we
hopefully.
will come back to the podcast and I'll be like, "I ate 10,000 calories yesterday."
No, no, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen because you know what I did recently? I am ashamed of myself. I got one of those big bags, I don't know, maybe like 13 maybe it was like 18 ounces of York peppermint patties. I was actually saving them for my mom's Christmas gift. Part of it, like as a candy element, but I knew that they were in the house in the closet, and I was craving something like sweet. So I polished them off over about the course of, I would say, 2 to 3 days, the whole bag of York peppermint patties. And I don't really know why did I divulge that just now.
Because you were ashamed of your binge eating like the
Oh
movie The
yeah.
Whale.
Yeah, I can't do that anymore because one of these days it's gonna kill me. Like if I get like another bag of Reese's, like something's gonna happen. I'm just gonna go into shock or something, and you're gonna find me dead on my living room floor with like Reese's wrappers
If it
scattered
makes you
about.
feel better, I ate like half a box of Wheat Thins before we recorded today. Like not in all one
What else did you
sitting,
eat
but
today though? Like,
I started off my day with some pumpkin pie and then a
oh,
little bit of
that's a
apple
great breakfast,
pie.
Karen. Okay.
Then I had this was a really rough day. This is actually not a normal day for me, but
All
it's a
right.
normal indulging day. Pumpkin pie, a little bit of apple pie, coffee, of course,
Of
Jimmy Dean
course.
sausage, some cottage cheese, a couple of French fries from Burger King when I pick some up for my husband, and some crackers and some Wheat Thins. I'm trying to remember. I feel like I ate something else, but
So we
um,
had pumpkin pie, wheat thins, some Burger King French
edamame,
fries.
sea salted, dry
I
edamame.
like edamame. It's a
They're
good
good.
snack.
They're good. I'm trying to think if there's something else that I ate. That sounds really bad. That sounds like I don't eat like a normal person. I actually during the week I eat like 3 square meals, and I'm pretty intense
Really?
about my meals. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
pretty
you meal prep and everything. You
I do try to. Yes, yeah, yeah. I tell Colin every week that this is the key to life is to meal prep, and
oh,
I like to pretend like I have my life together, but really it's just a shit show. Like to be
I just want Candace Cameron to be doing the meal prepping for me though, in like a cute
Yes,
little
yeah.
holiday outfit. Like, how about that?
I just want to show up to my hometown and unexpectedly meet a multimillionaire who wants to take care, who
Right.
also has owns a Christmas tree farm and slash bakery slash traffics children and is a multimillionaire and can just buy me whatever I want and clean the house, have house cleaners that he
Yeah.
traffics from the Philippines. So like that's all like a Hallmark movie. And then we can just enjoy a sleigh ride, not a sled ride, a sleigh ride with his horses, with some hot chocolate. I mean, what more? It
That's all I
really,
would want out of
yeah,
life.
yeah. I mean, really, like, why can't we just have? I have to say, I was saying to my husband, you watch all these Hallmark movies, and there's always like these like real, what's the word I'm looking for? Like they have these there's always a moment in the movie where there's this cinematic reveal or like moment where they're like, the person's about to get on the plane and they just like show up and they're like, "No, I love you.
You're right.
that really wasn't my boyfriend. I was pretending he was my boyfriend, but really he's my brother. And I've known you for 3 days, but you complete me." And
I've been waiting for that like all my life, basically, for that moment to happen.
yeah, just some random person to
Yeah.
meet you 3 days later.
Yeah, and professes their love to me, and they only want to be with me, and they
Yeah, and
can't
that they're
imagine life.
without you, and
Yeah.
they're also a multimillionaire. It's gonna
Yeah.
fly in
Yeah.
their private jet and not, like,
Exactly.
make you work.
Or they're into their career, either
Yeah,
or.
so
They
they're into the
wanna
yeah.
they if they wanna bring home the bacon, I'll
Yeah,
take care of
yeah.
everything else. That's fine.
But I said to my husband, I said, I only really know one instance where somebody actually did something like that. And I don't know if I want you to think if you know anybody, but I do know I have a friend who I don't know why I was with them the day this occurred, but they were like, "I'm driving out to Illinois to go surprise this girl on like Thanksgiving holiday or Christmas holiday or something."
Oh my
And
god.
needless to say, they're not together now. That's all I have to say. I don't know what happened between them. I, of course, was a hopeless romantic and I encouraged it. I was like, yes, that's awesome. You go do that. That's amazing. But I think to be honest with you, now that I really like look back at that situation, I don't know all the ins and outs of the relationship, I have to say. But I think that sometimes this person was really into Disney. They were a very Disney person.
That's always a red flag, and
Yeah.
as you know, I
And
like
yeah.
Disney World, but,
Yes, yeah. But I think that, like, it really sets people up for the wrong expectations because a real relationship is not all about, like I do think you need to have, like, mutual attraction. I
it's
don't
all
think
about me.
yeah.
That's what a real
You're
relationship
like,
is
"Yes,
about.
you need to take care of me in shadow." You
Yeah,
need to
feed me, make sure breakfast, lunch, and dinner are on the table, and just kinda you're pretty much alive to cater to whatever it is I want at that moment. That's what
you're like,
romance is to
"Feed"
me. Truth be told. Oh, this is
But
why I'm where I am. But go
oh my
on. No, go on. What where are we
but
getting
I
at?
think that people, you watch these Hallmark movies and it gives this people this expectation that like it's all just about infatuation and just
This is all
sparks
like high
flying.
school.
And yeah, like it's very just like it's all Disney. It's just very Disney. You ever notice at Disney, like they just end at when life actually begins? It's like you may kiss the bride, and then the movies they lived happily ever after. Oh no, they did not. Okay. Like they did not, like there was a lot that went in after that,
Yeah.
and you always see in the Disney movies it always ends when life really starts to get when the trials and the test of life really begin, and you never see that. It's kinda like the Hallmark movies, like, it's kinda, and I understand, I get it. This is a movie, people. I'm not saying that the movies should, depict horrible life scenarios, although I
Right, we
did
wanna be
see one.
entertained.
One of the only ones I'd ever seen a couple years ago was literally about a girl getting a liver transplant, and it was, like, so unrealistic. I saw it the year before I had my second liver transplant, and I remember thinking, like, this is, she, like, looked beautiful the whole time. She looked perfect. Meanwhile, I looked like a banana. I was like the color of a banana. I was like, literally, my eyes were like super dark. I'm like 90 pounds. My stomach's like out to here.
It's probably attractive to some people. You should have started an OnlyFans, like, at
I
that moment.
I literally thought about it. Like, so after that, I had like a tube coming out of my liver for a while, and like I have all these like crazy scars, and like I had like staples all over my stomach. And I did say to my husband, like, there's probably somebody that's in, I know you're not into this, but
Mhm.
there's probably people that are into this. Like, I could probably make some
That's
good
the day the
money.
OnlyFans should have been created. You would have
That
been
is the
probably, like,
day.
in the top, like,
I
0.1%, like,
They'd have been
millions are coming
interviewing
in.
me on CBS News. They're like, "So you decided to," and I'd be like, "Well, I had to pay my healthcare debt somehow," and they would have been like,
Right.
"This is the state of healthcare. Girl with liver tube
Yeah.
has to sell herself on OnlyFans to pay off her mortgage and medical bills." But, you know what? I probably wouldn't have a mortgage right now if I would have done
Probably
that.
not.
Look at my
Probably not.
choices. Look at what I could have been a contender, okay?
That's what my mom says all the time. That's one of her expressions. "I could have been a contender, but now,
Well,
like, it's
it's from
all
a
over."
movie, right? On
Yes.
the water, okay, okay. I was like, "Oh, it's from On the Waterfront." Okay. We won't get into that, but what I would say about the Hallmark movies, I get that these are movies. I get that they're supposed to be fairy tales, but what I am warning is that you should not be projecting the Hallmark movie onto your life. Like, you shouldn't be. I think you can take some stuff away from it. My husband's birthday is in December, and like I like to do nice, fun, Christmassy themed birthdays for him and kind of keep that joy and fun alive. And like you see that in those movies, like maybe they go ice skating or something. That's something I think that you should
Yeah, you could do
continue to
that. That's
date your partner and take that away from it, but I don't think that you should think that like all of my problems are gonna be solved by like meeting, going back to my hometown and like opening up a
oh god.
bakery with like
I just
my
thought about going back to my hometown. Like, what would the, advantages be there?
Ugh, yeah, I don't know. I actually like, as I always say, I actually degrade it. Like, most people are like, I never left my hometown. And I'm like, I actually went to a worse town. So I actually
Yeah.
degrade it. I
At
went
least you
the
did something
opposite.
different.
Yes, yeah,
At least it was
exactly, right?
different, you
Yes, it
know?
was different. Like, I was like, "Okay, I'm like, how can I, make my life worse? Like, how can I, instead of never leaving where I'm from, I'm actually gonna go to somewhere worse than where I'm from," and I've succeeded in that. So I've
Yeah,
succeeded
I'm very
in
proud of you, quite frankly, truthfully.
I'm joking, I like where I live. I haven't really spent a lot of time thinking about it, really. Not like Colin, who has decided to venture to the sunny state of Florida with Donald Trump. Oh, are you there? Oh,
Yeah, I'm here.
oh, it like froze for a second on my
Oh,
end. You're
no.
good.
Oh,
I
no,
think you're
wait, am I
good. You're
moving
good.
now?
Yes, yeah, you're good. You're good.
Okay,
We are all
that was
good. We are all
very,
good. But
very disturbing.
maybe my husband and I will decide to flee and head to the free state of Florida to join you and Donald Trump and, Jeff
And Elon
Bezos
Musk.
and Elon Musk, and
He lives at
yes,
Mar-a-Lago
yeah.
now,
Yeah, he now lives
apparently.
there,
He's
yeah. All of his children have taken over. He's gonna ban them. Donald Trump's gonna ban them from Mar-a-Lago, but, hey, I think it's been fun. I can't believe how long we've been here. This has been a much
Yeah, I
longer
know.
than I expected.
We
I
just wanted to do a
apologize.
compact, quick little show to get something out there, but we went a little bit over. But time flies when you're having fun. But we had a
Yeah.
good time today. I think talking about all of the various holiday activities that have been going on, and I don't really have anything else that's on my mind at the moment.
No,
Is there
I think
anything?
we'll just have some more holiday fun coming up. I think we'll get into last year we did a really fun this or that. We kind of talked about like white lights versus colored lights, different ornament, real tree versus fake tree. I love that little debate. I love the Christmas debate. So I think we should get a little bit more into that, and I'll come up with some
Yeah.
more fun ones. This is fun. We are just ending this year with a lot of fun. I'm so glad the election is over and that we can just move
Yeah,
on
because
from
what is there
that
to talk about
noise.
politically? Like, what are we gonna, wax and wane over something that John Fetterman said in passing, while he was
Yeah.
wearing like a sweatsuit and somebody stuck a microphone in his face? Like,
Yeah.
what is there to
Yeah.
talk about really?
What is there? Yeah.
I want
I'm
to talk
more
about,
yeah.
like, is Die Hard and what's a better Christmas movie, Die Hard or Eyes Wide Shut?
Eyes wide shut.
Or yeah, Eyes Wide Shut. I
But we
agree.
can talk, yes, we can get all into this. If you have any thoughts, you want to hear us sound off about any Christmas debates, controversies,
Leave
let
it
us
in the
know in the
comments,
comments. Yeah,
please.
let us
Give us a
know. And
like, give us a
so,
follow. We want to get some more interaction going on
yes,
here with
yes.
all the various humans from around the world. So,
Yes. And hey, you enjoy the week ahead of you. I'm sorry that we have to go back to a full week of work. That's going to be rather daunting. But we
yeah,
will
but
we
I
will
feel like we're all just
persevere.
gonna we're just gonna slide
We're
until
just gonna
like the new
slide
year,
into
really.
2025. Yeah, it's like, can you just send me a check? Can you just
Yeah, this month
send
doesn't
me
even really count. So I encourage everybody, don't give it your all at work this month because believe me, they don't care about you. So just do what you need to do to get by, and it's going to be a beautiful new year, as President Trump would say, full of hope. Every day is going to be full of hope and opportunity. That's what he said during a campaign stop somewhere, and I'm going to hold him to that. That
Yes.
every day is
Amen.
filled with hope and opportunity. So,
All
alrighty,
right.
folks, that's it for this week. We'll see you next week, and take good care of yourself. We'll see you then.
Bye.